What's up, everybody? This is Lance with the Health and Real Estate Podcast, and I have a super awesome guest today, Jamie Love. We met about a year ago, and I met at one of your raw food meetups. So let's just jump into it. Let's get right into it. You want to start at your transformation story? You want to start at building community, or where do you want to start?
Well, I guess I could share a little bit about who I am, so people they have no idea who I am. I created the. Hold on, I have like some.
All good. And what's cool is we could edit. We could do whatever. Here we go. We gotta get it out.
I did the neti pot today so that I could have like a clear throat. And I feel like every time I start some sort of a podcast or interview, like I get like
You
this.
do the what?
A neti pot to clear my sinuses. Okay.
We're good. I'm not editing it. This
Okay.
is all going in it.
I love it. Okay. I'm not, when I do Instagram lives, like, I don't
just
care.
go with
Like,
it.
just go with it. Okay.
I love it.
Thank you for the introduction.
Yes.
I will just share a little bit about myself. So I moved to LA and a year ago, started the LA Raw Food Meetup. So if anybody doesn't know what the raw food diet is, it's basically a vegan diet, but it's all raw. And my raw vegan.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah, because I did a raw diet for a month, and I didn't even know what it meant until like day one. I was like, oh crap, I can't eat this, I can't do this, I can't do that. So what exactly is a raw food diet? And everyone's like, oh, it's a living food diet. And I'm like, well, what does that mean?
It's just getting back to nature.
Yeah?
Yeah, just removing the processing and factories and, just getting things right from the farm and getting as natural as possible. So you're not using dressings and, you can use certain oils and stuff. There's different levels of the raw food diet, same as like vegan, or plant-based. But, vegetables, fruits, greens, nuts and seeds, superfoods, algae.
Definitely.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and so one of the main things that I took away from is like no cooked food.
No cooked. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't want you want to preserve the enzymes,
And if you cook it over a certain temperature, then it starts to kill the living enzymes,
the life force.
the life force.
Yeah, the Kirlian photography shows the life force of the food, and you can see a huge difference between raw food and cooked food. And we are living beings, so the idea to put alive, living raw foods that are filled with life
Yes.
force energy inside of us just makes sense for us to give us like energy. Yeah.
Yes. So I experimented. I went raw for 1 month, and it was February, so it was the shortest month of the year. And I literally felt like Superman. Like you feel amazing. Physically, you have so much energy. Mentally, you just feel like you took that pill from that movie Limitless, where it just unlocks everything. I felt amazing, and then like the final few days, I was like, I'm gonna reward myself for completing this. I'm gonna eat a nice, delicious Beyond Burger with fries, and I ate that after 30 days raw. And you know what happened?
Got sick.
I got horribly sick. Literally, I was vomiting, diarrhea. Like my body was rejecting it after being clean that long.
I always recommend that somebody just try eating raw for a little while. I'm not fully raw right now, but I've been on and off this journey for 13 years. And once you go raw at least once and try it, you don't want to go back to eating the way you used to. Even if you do and you fall off, it's like, how great you felt when you were eating raw. So you're just,
Yes.
It's a journey though. It's like you get a little taste of it and then you're slowly trying to get back to that place. It's kind of like if you do plant medicine. Have you ever done plant medicines? No.
I've done some.
So it's like, let's say you do some plant medicines, right? And you get a lot of downloads and you feel like you're like enlightened almost, right? But then it wears off and you kind of go back to your old patterns and everything. But you got a taste of what that feels like, that growth, and it just shows you the path that you're supposed to take to get to the highest version of yourself.
Definitely. Yeah. So ever since that, I've tried to incorporate raw more into my life. And I try to be, what is it called? Raw till 4 or something like that. I'm that most days. And when I am raw, like just during the days, I feel amazing. I'm super focused. And then some days when I don't follow it for lunch, I'll eat a cooked meal and I'm just like, ugh. I'm like, why did I do that? Like mental fog and everything.
Yeah. I think the big thing for me was giving up alcohol. You know, like when I was younger, I did drugs. I smoked cigarettes for 10 years. So even just giving those things
You've had
up.
quite the transformation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a huge transformation, actually. I had 2 children and I put on a ton of weight. I was really inflamed, major brain fog, tired. You know, I would go out binge drinking when I was in my 20s and just killing my body, you know, putting tons of chemicals on my skin. And yeah, I did a total 360. I changed my diet and I went from being a victim to being the creator in my own life. So
I love that. Cause I just know this Jamie, cause I just met you, a year and a half ago or something like that at your meetup that you created. And I didn't see your before and after picture till like 3 months after knowing. I was like, whoa, that used to be that was like unreal. We're gonna have to show the before and after picture in there. But an amazing transformation. What kind of started that process?
Okay. Well, like I said, I had been trashing my body, and after I had my second child, hold on one second. I just feel like my lips are very chapped here. This isn't working, reminder. Daniel. I forgot my shea butter at home, and Daniel's giving me this tea tree thing. I think it's making it more dry. Okay, so what was I saying? I was saying.
What kind of started your transformation?
Oh yeah. So after I had my 2 children, I put on so much weight. I put on 50 pounds with my son. Mm-hmm. And when I had my daughter, I put on 60 pounds. So back to back, you know, like I not like that much, but I was probably a good 185 pounds or something, you know, like I was really big. I looked in the mirror and I just felt so disgusted with myself, you know, and I couldn't believe that I had gotten to that point, because if you had saw what I looked like in my early 20s, I was gorgeous, beautiful. And then just in a few short years, my health, my looks, my beauty, everything just went downhill, like really fast. And I started to age fast too. I was really starting to lose that vibrant radiance that used to glow off of me. I mean, I did beauty pageants. I did fashion shows when I was in high school. I was a very beautiful girl. So beauty was always very important to me, you know. It's all the women in my family, we're all very vain. You know, we're all about looks. Yeah. So I grew up with that, you know. But my mom, you know, she was always wearing really big on makeup. She did plastic surgery and everything. So I kind of like, when I found Dr. Furman and I saw this segment of him on TV, it was a plant-based diet. And I had been on and off plant-based. But I was not eating plant-based at the time, and I saw all the before and afters, all his testimonials. So I had just had my second child. I was very overweight. I bought the book. I read it in less than a week, and I was like, that's it. I'm doing this. He's like, you could lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks. I was like, that's what I need to do. I want to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks. I'm going to follow this to the T. You know, it was this very strict plant-based protocol. And, you know, like I said, there's different types of diets. There's different levels of things. Dr. Furman said no salt, no oil, or anything like that. So I was like, I really want to do this. I really want to look good. I really wanted to get my body back and get my looks back and my youth back. I lost the weight. I probably lost 8 pounds in the first week just from cutting salt out of my diet. Yeah, just from cutting salt out. All that water weight came off. And then I think 2 weeks after that, you know, I lost like another 20, you know, I lost the full 20 pounds or whatever. So I was feeling really good. I had never eaten greens before. I'd never had a green smoothie before this. So this was like, you know, introducing me to a whole food plant-based diet, not just a junk food vegan diet, you know.
I'm well aware of that. I was one of those for several years.
Yeah. So my skin was glowing, my eyes were glowing, people were complimenting me, and I like that, you know, because it's like I like being an inspiration to people. So shortly after that, I found Annette Larkins, and she was a raw foodist for however many years. She was in her 60s. She looks like she was in her 30s. And when I saw the title on the news segment saying she found the fountain of youth, I was like, that's it. I want to find the fountain of youth. I was like, if I eat this way, by the time I'm 60, I'm gonna look really good. You know, if I start now, I can take care of myself, right? So I did, and I went from how I was looking on the plant-based diet, right? Like, as I made a transformation, I started to transform, but then I went raw, and it just went even further. And for a year's time, I went from this overweight, dulled eyes, congested, red, rosacea skin to this glowing. I mean, it was like amazing. My eyes were bright. My eyes were actually lightening in color. You know, my skin was glowing, everything. I was just radiating like magnetic almost. My energy was just magnetic. So that's basically, you know, what started it was my vanity, you know.
Love it. And then now, like, what is your inspiration now? Is it still vanity?
Now
or is it
it's
more
about loving myself.
Awesome.
And it's empowering women to feel confident in their body and their skin without needing anything. You know, like I wanted to look beautiful without having to have Botox or plastic surgery. My mother did all these things. She had plastic surgery. I remember I was 4 years old. She had her plastic surgery done on her eyelids, you know. So it was my mission to want to find a way to feel confident and beautiful from the inside out, you know, nourishing my body, changing my mindset about my beliefs about, you know, aging and beauty and what is beauty anyway. It's subjective. It's like, you know, what you find beautiful, I may not find beautiful, you know? So it's like we are beautiful because we decide that we're beautiful, you know?
I love that. So all this beauty talk, I know you have, is it a program or a community called Ageless Beauty?
Yeah. So I
Tell me more about that.
Okay. How that started was I was working at a yoga studio, and this was a couple years ago. I had this transformation after I had my kids. 10 years later, I went raw again because I had been going on and off raw for 13 years, but I went fully raw for a year and a half a few years ago. And I had another huge transformation. My body looked like a 16-year-old body. Like it was just zero fat, toned. I really looked like I was aging in reverse. So I was working at this yoga studio, and people half my age were just blown away. They're like, I literally thought you were my age. So people kept asking me, they're like, what are you doing? What do you do? Can you tell me about your skincare routine? What do you eat? You know, and at the time I was like, you know, really working out. I was doing all the things, you know, and just setting like a really great example for these young girls at the yoga studio. And I just loved inspiring them. And they just kept saying, you should do something with this. You should help people. It was never really my intention. It was because people started coming to me, asking me things. And I'm like, okay, I guess I should share about it. So, you know, I started posting on Instagram, and a year later, now I have an online community of women, and I'm building a course, the Ageless Beauty Method, and it encapsulates, you know, like the 7 pillars of youthful living. And I just came out with this book. This is an affirmations book because I'm really big on mindset. So 365 inspirational daily affirmations for ageless beauty, self-love, and self-acceptance. Because that's been like my whole journey has been to learn to love myself. Because I used to want to be beautiful for self-hatred reasons. You know, I hated myself, so I wanted to look beautiful to love myself. And, you know, this whole journey was really just to learn to accept and love myself.
I love it. I love your story. Very inspiring. And I think so many people are going to connect and relate to it. And you're going to help so many people. So tell me a little bit more about this book. Is this one of the books that you made in 22 days, or is that a separate, or are
It
those
is.
different books?
So I never published a book before. I have been wanting to publish books for years.
Like many of us.
Yeah.
And I heard what you did, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, cleaning up my diet and doing the personal growth work and the spiritual growth work has really helped me to align with purpose work, with my purpose. And I get into a flow state now where I could be working like 15, 16 hours straight and never get tired. And I just feel really connected to the divine. And I just feel things coming through. And especially now with the help of AI, using ChatGPT and things like that, we can get things done a lot quicker than we used to. And I literally just published my first 4 books in 22 days. So these are 2 of them. So we have the Ageless Beauty Affirmations. This is The Adventures of Veggie Girl. This is a children's book. It's a vegan story. And then I created another version of this book. So there's 2 different children's books, same storyline, different artwork. And then I created a Ageless Beauty journal. So it's like a interactive workbook journal that I just published.
So those are the 4 books. And
then today in the car, I just got an idea for another book too.
And so you did 4 books
in 22
22 days with passion and also the assistance of AI whenever you would hit like a little roadblock or creative block.
I did not know. Well, I needed it for the images too.
Yeah.
But I did not know how to publish a book.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn how to create a book cover. I had to learn how to format it into an ebook. So all while I was making these books and creating them in Canva and everything, I was actually using AI to work as a customer service representative, the chat assistant, to talk me through how to publish a book on Amazon KDP.
Wow.
Talk to me like an actual person. I say, I'm on KDP. I can't figure out how to do this. Okay, do you see this, and this? And it literally walked me through the whole thing. I didn't have to ask my husband one thing. I literally used AI to help me learn how to get through these technical blocks.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing. I love that. So you're able to do that in 22 days. However, I don't think you would have been able to do that without the years and years and years of your transformation, your growth, the diet, and all that. Would you agree with that? Kind of like all the knowledge and everything you learned, and now you're just able to just fully focus and then put it into books?
Absolutely. I would not have been able to do this. Everything that has happened in my life has led me to this point now, including the jobs that I've had. I was telling my husband today that I was such an overachiever in school, high school, work, whatever job that I have, I always went above and beyond. But I couldn't put that into my own stuff, But I learned how to do it at work, at these physical jobs. And then when I quit my job and I started to put that energy into my business, I would not have even known how to do that if I didn't work those specific jobs or things like that. So everything between my diet and even the yo-yoing back and forth between the raw diet or the plant-based diet, those struggles, the hardship, going through the adversity has given me the strength and the knowledge and the wisdom to be able to share with people, to be able to understand, to expand my consciousness enough to be able to see things that I never was able to see before.
I love it. And then also, so this book, The Adventures of Veggie Girl, is that also the same story that you made a short animated film?
Yes. The other book has more of the 3D animated images, and that book is what I use the images for the animated short film.
Awesome.
Really, really cute. It's
I loved it.
It's so good. Yeah. I mean, I cry every time at the end with the music.
Sent it to my brother to show my little nephews and all that. Yeah. So it was very, very touching and heartwarming. I think I told you they need to show that. That needs to be in the curriculum for like all grade schools.
I just created a press release today for it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do for it yet, but maybe try to get some coverage on it, and maybe I'll dress up like Veggie Girl and go to vegan festivals.
Yes, please do. Do it. Such a beautiful story. So now I kind of want to go into how you're a community leader and you brought a lot of the community together here in LA. It started in LA and then kind of grew global. So I want to talk about the raw food meetup.
I just got chills because when you said that, I'm like, okay, I did do that.
I was at one of the not first ones, but the first like 3 or 4, and it was just local. I went to the first Santa Monica one, I believe.
Wow.
And then several months later, you did a global meetup. And
I don't, sometimes I ask myself, like, how did I even pull that off?
Yeah, and there's like 50, 60, 70 countries or not countries, but cities participating,
cities
right?
From all over the world. Yeah.
Cities from all over the world.
So I had this idea. I created the raw food meetup for my own support and accountability and wanting to be surrounded by community, because it's really, really important to be around people that accept you for who you are. They don't judge you. It's really hard to find that in the world when you're raw or plant-based, right? Or even vegan. It's not widely accepted. So to have community is key to success in this world, you know? So after I created that, I had the idea to do a worldwide meetup. And I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just had this idea. And I just took one little baby step, and I just started building momentum. It turned into a huge global initiative or a global movement. We had over 70 cities participate, and we're doing this every 3 months, by the way. So, but I think the last one we had over 70 cities, and these were cities all over the world. You know, we've got like Japan, we've got Costa Rica, Thailand. Like, I mean, just to see everybody coming together. It's one thing for people to have community all over the world, but to connect community. And now that we have the technology to be able to do that, we shouldn't just be doing things online, and we shouldn't just be doing things in person. We should be doing both, but connecting everyone together. And it really does make the world feel like such a small place when we can connect. We're like, you know, I have friends in Malaysia. I have friends in Africa. I have friends everywhere now, you know?
Yes.
So it's a really beautiful thing to see people come together for such a beautiful cause.
Yes, I absolutely love it. I went to the one in Santa Monica, and if you're local in the LA area, you definitely got to come. It's always a good vibe. It's always super fun. And you don't have to be raw to go. It just, you know, bring something raw.
I'm not fully raw. Yeah.
I just usually bring some fruit or
can't go wrong
whatever.
with fruit.
Yeah. So it's super simple. But just
you could follow Raw Food Worldwide Meetups on Instagram.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And
the Instagram page is cool because I make flyers for everyone. So I put all the flyers with there's a generic flyer, and I change the city for every person that's hosting. And then on the Instagram page, you see all the different cities, and then everybody sends me a group picture of their meetup on that day. We're all doing it on the same day, and then I'll post everyone's picture. And
it's
you can
amazing.
Just see like all the beautiful faces. It's so touching, honestly.
Yes, and it's just so fun. Like the energy you all have created. It's a lot of fun. We eat raw foods. Every time I go there, I have a new fruit I've never had before, and it's always so delicious. And sometimes you bring in like speakers, or is that for the worldwide one, or is that for the local one?
You know, it's always different. But yeah, we've done guest speakers. We've had Lauren Lockman. We've had Lou Corona. Jillian Berry came. Johnny the Juicer was there. Trying to think of who else. But yeah, we've had Raw Teresa come.
Yes.
So we've had awesome. The raw food restaurants, Wild Living Foods came.
That's what I was gonna say. There's food. Vendors. I had raw pizza. Like I didn't know you could even do that.
It was like a little mini festival.
It literally was, and I love the one in Santa Monica because it's literally on this nice, beautiful patch of grass, and then just across the street is just a beautiful ocean. Like it doesn't get any better than that. I absolutely love it. And then I always bring spike ball, so we get a little crazy with it. We're like jumping over, and you know, your husband's always playing with us. We get
if you don't come, he's like, Lance isn't here.
So we bring games. I bring spike ball, play with the football, all kinds of stuff. So it's always a good time. And last time I brought that what was it? It's like a foot
it was
like a foot reflexology mat. Looked like a yoga mat with like plastic spikes on the bottom, and we're all like stepping on it, and good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. Such good times. Yeah. I had this vision of potentially doing, and I say potentially not because it's not possible, just because I don't know where life is taking me. You know, it's so funny. I had no idea that I would be producing this book. And, you know, there's always little roller coasters and twists and turns that life takes you on. But I had this vision of traveling around the world to the different meetup groups and doing podcast interviews with the hosts and, you know, really connecting with the community and highlighting people's transformational stories. And, you know, also making it kind of like a plant-based travel, fun, you know, foodie vibe, you know, going to different plant-based or raw food restaurants around the world and, you know, kind of highlighting them as well and trying new foods and making sort of a TV series out of it.
Well, I'm not going to doubt you. If that's what you want to do and you believe it, you just wrote 4 books in 22 days. You created a global movement in 70 plus cities. So yeah, first you started like the local raw food meetup, and you kind of built a solid foundation there. And how long until it took you to go, like, get the idea to go global? Was it like 8 months?
Yeah, it was. I think we started in April, and then we did the worldwide. I got the idea in January after, you know, so it was less than a year.
Awesome. Yeah. I love it.
But I'm a manifesting generator. I'm an Aries. I'm a life path number 1. It's like I was born to create in this world.
Well, keep creating. I'm not complaining. Keep creating.
Thanks.
Because I love coming to your events and hearing your stories and watching everything. And I was actually bummed I did miss one of your events. I think I was out of town. You did a wellness retreat.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I was.
Yeah.
We wanted you to come, but it was. Where was that? That was here in LA, and I think there was 12 or 13 people. So that was the beginning stages of
that eventually
was the first
doing
straight retreats. Yeah.
Awesome.
I was gonna host a retreat in Florida, but I think with the hurricane season and everything, it's too risky with the rain and stuff. So I found this gorgeous Airbnb in San Diego.
Oh, San Diego.
I'm telling you, I'm going to show you the pictures. You're going to flip out how gorgeous it is. But I'm kind of putting a hold on the retreats as of right now, just because I have so many other things going on, and I'm trying to build the course and stuff. And I'm going to be volunteering at the vegan wellness retreat next. Actually, because, you know, I make all the fun reels for the.
Yes.
I'm going to do that for the vegan wellness retreat next August.
Awesome.
Yeah. So.
Love it. Well, so the retreat's something in the future. We're going to put on a slight hold for now. But how was that first one? Because I got a little bit of FOMO. Like, you went for the weekend? You guys all made raw food?
It was short. I wish it was longer, and I kind of wish we had a chef. I would definitely not have everybody.
Oh, you're all
in the
just
kitchen.
like cooking together, all unorganized, chaotic madness.
I mean, it was family vibes, you know, because we all know each other.
It was just raw and real.
But it wouldn't be professional for like a professional retreat. You can make a good reality show out of it, though, like that.
Yeah. A bunch of raw vegans together.
Oh man, yeah, no, it was good times. I really, really enjoy the people that I've met here and connected with in Los Angeles, and I never had that anywhere else. Honestly, I mean, I've had friends before, but never to the point where people are as driven as they are here in LA, and as health conscious as the people I've been surrounding myself with, and as compassionate. So I'm very, very grateful to have found community here.
Yes, there is a good community here, and there's a lot of community leaders such as yourself who brings the community together. So thank you. And I did want to go back to the ageless beauty just for a second. I know I can't get in because I think it's women only, but I want to look beautiful. Like, you're glowing, and like, what are some of your like health secrets or hacks to just get a beautiful glowing face?
Eliminate stress.
Oh,
yeah. Yes. And
because we hold a lot of tension in like our necks and face, right?
Yeah,
like,
I'm constantly, because I can feel tension in my face right now.
And is that's what causes wrinkles and like stuff like that?
Well,
part of it, not the only thing.
Yeah, I mean, stress is like, what do they say? It's like the number one killer. Right? So it's just, Just find ways to relax, not be angry. Something I've been working on my whole life as an Aries, just trying to not be angry. And, diet plays a big part, which, you're already doing, and beauty care, like good beauty care. But honestly, I think the biggest thing is consciousness, just love. When somebody is feeling in love, whether it's with a person, whether it's with their newborn baby, whether it's with life, whether they're in love with their purpose, when you're in love, in the state of love and vibration, and you're living in the present moment, it's like time doesn't even exist.
Yeah, you're just in flow state.
And kindness and all these beautiful divine qualities, love, understanding, kindness, compassion, humility, they bring out the best in us, and they make us appear beautiful from the inside out, as opposed to anger, resentment, grudges, and I try not to think of those emotions. What are they? Can't think of the other ones. Yeah, anger. They age us. They rob us of our youth. I mean, you see somebody with a resting bitch face, they don't look attractive, Yeah.
Definitely.
Just being happy. And I mean, look at Betty White. She was like 90 or 95, but she was so young and full of life and playfulness. And no matter her age, she just had this beautiful, radiant, youthful glow about her.
Definitely. Yeah, just stay in a joyful state. Like, always try to have fun with it. Like, I'm the biggest goofball. I always try to have fun in any situation. But yeah, joy and just laughter. Laughter is also medicine.
Oh, laughter's so good. But you can't push things down.
Exactly.
Because if you have negative stuff harboring on the inside that you haven't dealt with, it doesn't matter how much you pretend to be happy and kind and nice or whatever, it's going to shine through. Like, that is what people feel. People feel your energy.
Yes.
More than your actions and your behavior.
Definitely.
Or your words.
Yeah, you don't want to suppress anything. You want to feel the feels.
Yeah.
But
without reacting.
Yeah.
Be in control of your emotions.
Awesome. Love it. I know we kind of talked about your transformation story, but I know you've gone through a lot of personal growth and like kind of spirituality or spiritual transformation. Do you want to touch on that a little bit?
Well, I feel like I've always been a spiritual person. But let's see, it's hard to say, like to pinpoint where it started, because, I feel like personal growth started early on in my life. I was signed to a local record label. I was singing, writing my own songs when I was high school. I was, making straight A's. I was in charge of the pep rally, doing the pep rally, and I was in the student government. I was in all the school clubs. I started the American Red Cross. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, I've been doing this shit my whole life. But yeah, I've always been like this person of like, do, right? But I think, when I became a mother, it helped me become like a more humble person. When I started changing my diet, when I went raw, everything really started to change for me as well. The hardships that I had in my life, the pain that I've experienced, and, just really having to come out of the ashes through the hardest, darkest parts of my life has really helped me to transform. And my willingness to keep going and not to give up and to stay committed to my purpose and have this vision for myself, and to continuously want to strive to become the woman that I know I'm meant to be and live the life that I deserve.
I love that. Living in purpose.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm really big on going after your dreams. Yeah. I said the other day to my group, if you're not inspiring yourself, you're not doing enough.
Yes.
You have to inspire yourself. You got to be able to look back at all the things that you've done and be like, wow, I can't believe I did that.
I love it. So you're definitely living in purpose and inspiring. So what's the future looking like for you? Like, what's on the horizon? What projects are you working on? What is, tell me all that fun stuff.
Well, I just started a little podcast on Spotify, not as fancy as this, but I'm going to get there. I would like to get to a place where I go.
Well, it's not mine. I'm renting it out.
Still, though, I mean, that's amazing. Yeah, I would like to get to that point. I want to publish more books. And, I don't know. I could see myself having my own talk show on TV one day.
Definitely. I see that.
I could totally see that. I have my podcast is the Jamie Love show, like the Drew Barrymore show.
Yeah.
Like I could do what Drew Barrymore's doing,
Let's do
I
it.
could be Ellen, Yeah. Yeah, maybe turning Veggie Girl into, a children's animated series or even a full feature, really getting this message out to children all over the world, because the message in this book, there's a scene where the little boy is handing his hamburger over to Veggie Girl, and he said, well, this one it's a girl, the other version it's a boy, but they're saying, I didn't know I was eating an animal. No one ever told me. And children don't have a choice, but children should have a choice. Let them know that what they're eating, and let them choose. Right.
I love that so much. Yeah, because I never knew when I was a kid what I was eating.
Nobody mentioned anything.
Yeah, I didn't know bacon was a pig.
Yeah,
you know.
So yeah, I would like to maybe do something with Veggie Girl, and I really want to grow my online community. I want to get this course out there, and I want to conquer the business world, and I want to conquer the music world, and maybe make more songs.
Yeah, you also have a lovely voice. So another thing you set up, not just the raw food meetups, but you also do. You're a part of, what is it called? The documentary nights at Olak.
Oh, yeah.
The wellness living? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, once a month. We do a living dinner and documentary screening at Olak downtown.
And then once a month, you also do karaoke there?
Karaoke, yeah.
Yes.
So it's a plant-based karaoke night, and that's really fun. That's helping me get out of my shell.
Yes.
So one of the goals that I have is to sing at in a beautiful theater, at the Disney theater or something.
Well, you have a beautiful voice, so
thank you.
I definitely see that in your future.
I'm manifesting by putting it out there. Everybody here, you hear me? Mark my words. It's going to happen.
Yes. Awesome. Is there anything else that I didn't touch on or that you want to share with the people before we move on to the funny stuff?
I manifested my soulmate, and I wouldn't be here without him. And the whole thing with the personal growth and my journey, he has helped me become the woman that I am today. And I wouldn't even be able to do any of the stuff that I'm doing right now if it wasn't for him. Mm-hmm. So I just want to give a shout out to my better half.
Aww. Aww. I love Daniel. He's awesome. He's amazing.
Yeah. And I just want to say, with relationships too, especially with soulmate, it's not always easy. Even when you find the one, it's a journey no matter what. But we've finally gotten to this beautiful place of divine love, which was the intention that we had when we first met. We came together and we said, we want to grow together. And we came together with this bigger vision in mind, that we wanted to go after our purpose together. And, 7 years, is it 7 years? Yeah, 7 years later, we're finally here in LA, doing things. And, it feels really good to be able to see the growth together as a couple, how far we've come.
That's so beautiful. I love that.
Thanks.
Awesome. I'm so glad you shared that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I have a segment where I just want you to share with the people one super simple health hack that people could just easily implement tomorrow.
Fast.
Fast. You want them to run fast?
No, fasting.
I'm joking.
Fasting, you guys.
Yes.
Fasting. You can start small by intermittent fasting. You could do a 24-hour fast 1 day a week. You could do 1 meal a day. You can do a 7-day water fast. I've never done a 7-day. I think 4 days is the most I've done. But doing a few day water fast, you could work with someone like Lauren Lockman and do a 21-day water fast, completely heal your body.
I love that. I try to do intermittent fasting almost every day, and I just feel amazing. I've done a 3-day juice fast, but I'm a big believer in fasting. Fasting is it's like our body's way to heal and recover.
I mean, it's the biggest thing for longevity and anti-aging because we're stimulating autophagy, and that's where your body goes and recycles all the old, dead, sickly cells and regenerates all new cells. So it's very, very good. If you're ever starting to like, put too much weight on, or you're starting to see some wrinkles on your face, or, your eyes are dulled over, just do a fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even if you have a hard time with your diet, and it's like, and that has been my hack, because I haven't always been consistent with eating healthy. I just fast, like
the next day.
and it works. Yeah. Or I'll do like a long fast or whatever, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
I love it.
Definitely a good thing to incorporate into your life. It's not actually, I don't think that it's a choice. I think that we need to find a balance between fasting and feasting. I think that fasting is just as important as nourishing our body.
That was perfect. Go fast. All right. Now to the funny part.
Okay.
So I love corny jokes and dad jokes, and I just love to laugh. So, did you bring a joke for me?
If I can remember it, I read it. I read it before I came. Okay. Why don't ants get sick?
I know this one.
I know you know all of them, probably.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I remember. How come ants don't get sick? Because they're little antibodies.
Because they have antibodies.
Yeah, because they have antibodies. That is such a good one.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it's, health related.
Yes, right? I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So mine is, how does NASA organize an event?
I don't know.
They plan it.
Good one.
I love corny jokes. Awesome. Well, this was super fun.
Thank you.
And thank you. I'll put all the links. Follow her on all the things. Jamie Love. And that was super fun.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Oh, and you can find me on Ageless Beauty 143 on Instagram. There's a link in my bio. You can find all the books if you're curious.
Go follow her.
Follow him too.
All right. It's a wrap.
Yep.
Boom.